Good morning, old school Texas Tech. Hope everyone's doing well. Had a little time here between eating some breakfast and teaching my first class of the day. I thought I would put out another prediction video for this time the Boise State Broncos. I've mentioned them in a lot of my videos so far, so I thought I'd go ahead and knock this one out. Hope everyone's doing well. We've only got a few more weeks till football season. I'm going to go ahead and start with Boise State, their first game at Georgia Southern. I lived in Georgia a couple years ago. Georgia Southern is definitely a respected program, especially for its size and prestige and all that. But I do think Boise State will win. I'm not an expert on Boise State. Like I've said, these are just kind of off the cuff predictions, but I do a little bit of research on these teams. Malachi Nelson, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, is going to be their quarterback. He's apparently really good. Was at one point a five-star recruit, at least by some of the recruiting agencies. And then they've got a wide receiver who's the top JUCO wide receiver of the country that's also coming in. Like everybody, it seems Boise State lost a lot of players, but it seems like they did a pretty good job replacing them. On defense, they lost some depth, but they've got a lot of their starters back. Boise State was the Mountain West Conference champions last year. They beat UNLV in the title game, so they've got some pieces coming back, and I think in general they're going to be very good. However, they play game two September 7th on the road at Oregon. I do not think they will beat Oregon at on the road. I think they will lose to Oregon. That could be a decent game. It could be a playoff kind of playoff level preview game. Who knows if that'll be a matchup in the playoffs? Could be, but anyway, I've got Oregon beating Boise State week two. Boise State then gets a bye before they get Portland State at home, especially with the bye, but it wouldn't have mattered. Boise State's going to win that game. Washington State at home. That bye might actually start to help them prepare a little bit for Washington State too, at least with the coaching staff. I'm sure not the players, but I do think they'll beat Washington State. But I have a lot of respect for Washington State. Texas Tech plays Washington State this year. They're definitely an opponent I respect, and I think they will give Boise State a good game. I just think Boise State's one of the better teams in all of the group of five. Boise State then goes on no, they stay at home on October 5th and play Utah State. I think that's a win for them. They then go on the road to Hawaii. That's always a tough trip for these teams. I've read articles and stuff about traveling to Hawaii. Coaching staff's talking about it, but I think Boise State will get that done. Here's a tough one: a rematch of the Mountain West Championship game from a year ago. They'll play at UNLV, but they get a bye before they play at UNLV. I think that they will win that game, but I think that's going to be a great football game. They're in Vegas, right off I-15 at where the Raiders play, Allegiant Stadium. November 1st, going to be another trap game. I think Boise State's going to survive. They're lucky they get San Diego State at home, which is a lot easier in my opinion than playing them on the road. Then they've got Nevada at home. Nevada's a mess. I think Boise State's going to win that game. San Jose State on the road, no contest. San Jose State's not that good. They lost their coaching staff and a lot of players. Then they go on November 23rd at Wyoming. As you guys know, I think Wyoming is a good team. I just don't think they're as good as Boise State. But that will be tough because it is on the road. And that's a trap game for Boise State as well, but I think they survive it. Oregon State at home. This one's likely to get some national attention, depending on the season that Oregon State has, which I think they'll have a pretty good year. I think I've already done their prediction video as well. I've got Boise State winning that one. So I've got them going 11-1, winning all their conference games, which should get them in their which will get them in their conference championship game. I think they'll probably be playing somebody like Fresno State, maybe somebody like UNLV. Again, I've got to need to do a little bit more research on that. I did the Fresno State video yesterday. It could be Fresno State, especially if they were to pull a couple of upsets in games that I predicted them to lose. But I think that Boise State's got a really good chance to win the Mountain West and make the playoff. Thanks, everybody.